Welcome back, everyone, to LBS Responds To episode number 95. So yes, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of my LEGO Q&A series I do here on my channel. I've been doing it for over 3 years now, and we have episode number 95 right here. Two little pieces of kind of show notes beforehand. First thing is, if you guys did enter my 2022 Clone Wars giveaway, the Bad Batch Shuttle winner never contacted me, so actually up here on my second channel right now, I have a redraw of the winner. So if you guys did enter that giveaway, definitely go check out to see if you guys won on the redraw, and be sure to enter the new 2023 giveaway while you're at it. That thing ends on February 28th. Second off, I'm curious. I actually want to hear, do you guys think I should be getting a haircut soon? Usually I don't get a haircut until like April or May, but do I get a haircut? I want to hear that down below, pretty much yes or no. But nonetheless, guys, let's get into the questions. We got 11 awesome questions this week. Like I said, you guys are asking me fantastic questions. Like this week, I could have sat here and answered 25. If I have the time for it. But genuinely, if I miss your question again, be sure to leave it down below for next week. But without much further to talk about, let's get into the first one right here. We have Collector Empire _KM ask LBS, what was/is the most pointless LEGO Star Wars set ever made? And I think quickly we can all agree the 2017 Sand Speeder set is definitely probably the most pointless LEGO set ever made, especially for Star Wars. And that thing came out of nowhere. I remember literally someone saw that set in a Target store before it ever got rumored, ever got leaked, ever got officially revealed. And overall, look, why did LEGO make that? That was such an obscure set for LEGO to make. It's kind of cool, retrospectively, to get something like that, because it's like, we know dang well we're never going to see another Sand Speeder, but that's definitely probably the most pointless one up until 2023 at least. So next up, we actually have the Asteroid Mech, and they say, ask LBS, do you think LEGO will make a new A-Wing and Y-Wing in the scaled-down versions of those sets, since they've been making the scaled-down X-Wing, TIE Fighter, TIE Bomber, etc.? Pretty much, do I think there's going to be a new smaller scale fleet? And yes, I do. I think it's pretty obvious that I think over the next 5 years or so, we will continue to see LEGO get even smaller with their vehicles and kind of all go on that smaller scale, which is kind of weird. Looking back in like 2014 era, I think we all remember that. The MTT they were making smaller, the 2016 Turbo Tank they were making smaller, so we were already kind of downscaling back in 2014, 2015-ish, and now we're even going even smaller now, which is pretty weird. It's just pretty crazy to think. And actually in the middle of all this too, we had stuff like the 2018 TIE Fighter that was absolutely massive. We have the 2018 X-Wing and bigger ships there, so really weird, but I don't really blame them. I think it's a nice little scale if they were to keep it all consistent for a couple years, but I definitely hope 5-6 years down the line they go back to making some bigger stuff, because I'm not a big fan of the smaller stuff. I'd much rather have 2018 TIE Fighter and X-Wings in my collection. But yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. I think over the next couple years we will continue to see those very smaller scale sets, of course. Next up right here, we actually have a Marine Admiral Kobe. They say, ask LBS, where did you get the portrait of the LEGO Star Wars character selection screen in your background? It looks great, and keep up the good videos. Thank you so much. And yeah, so I'm going to point to it here. I'll actually show up a little closer video probably, but these were from tabletopbricks.us. It was a good friend of mine, very good person that made quite a few things for me. These were actually publicly sold back in late 2021. He did recently just go out of business, though. He just kind of quit his LEGO side of the business. He's doing some other stuff, though, but you guys cannot buy these anymore, which really does suck. I know a lot of people always ask about it, and I think every 4 or 5 Q&A episodes I always try to answer that for you guys. So yeah, that's they are printed. They're very cool. I'm actually missing, as you guys can tell, still a little bit. He is out of business now, though, and he did a limited run of them, so I'm kind of out of luck. But that's where I got them. Some people around on the internet do make decal versions of them. In my opinion, I think printed, of course, is better than decals in this scenario. But tabletopbricks.us is where I got them. But like I said, he's sadly not in business anymore. So we actually have Gambit. He says, ask LBS, do you think OG Jango will ever be on Cloud City Boba Fett's level? Also, do you think Cloud City Boba Fett prices have plateaued or will continue to go up? So first off, I don't think the OG Jango will, I'm not going to say never, but it's going to be a while till he hits like $2,000, I think. I think, he kind of spiked up to that $500-$600 range, kind of plateaued there for the past couple months. I definitely think that minifigure has all the room in the world to be $1,000 plus, especially for a new condition one. I think that's pretty much guaranteed. Do I think Cloud City Boba Fett's price has plateaued, though? I don't think so whatsoever. I think, of course, the actual sealed copy of the set is continuing to go up as well. And I think, as always, a brand new condition Cloud City Boba Fett will always be a lot more rare than say a run-of-the-mill used one or a cracked one. So again, I think brand new Cloud City Boba Fett's, especially undamaged ones, nonetheless, will continue to go up. I think we can see possibly by the end of this year, kind of like a floor of maybe 22 to 25. The floor has kind of been roughly 1,900 to 2,000 right now. I bought mine at 1,650, so I'm kind of right in there at a good price. And yeah, I think Cloud City Boba Fett has potential to reach that 3,500, $4,000 range. Really just due to the fact of, look, I mean, as more and more collectors do get him, there's going to be less on the market, of course. And I think, a lot of us sellers, sure, some might want to make a couple quick bucks on it. Some might want to buy for 2,000, sell for 3,000. That's fine. But I think, there's a lot of, premium collectors out there that want that just for the actual sake of having it instead of just making money on it. So if I had to make kind of a definitive prediction right here, I would say within 5 years from now, OG Jango will probably be $1,000 floor, and a Cloud City Boba Fett might be a roughly $4,000 floor. But yeah, thanks for the question though. And I'm definitely curious to see where those minifigures go throughout these next couple of years. Then actually next up right here, we actually have Caliber GD. Ask LBS, given a 2/12 clone foil pack as possible, do you think we'll actually get another one of the 2/12 clone trooper after? So I'm not too sure I understand your question, but I wanted to put this in here just to kind of confirm with you guys. We are getting a 2/12 clone trooper foil pack at some point throughout 2023. So that would mean, the foil packs are roughly, I believe, like €4, I think. So, roughly $4 to $5 in the United States also. So, of course, it's going to be a little bit harder to get them for that price, but I definitely think the 2/12 Trooper will probably go down to a $8 or $9 minifigure instead of, 12 or 13 bucks right now. So, definitely wait a little bit. Don't army build quite yet. Give it about, 2 or 3 or 4 months, and you'll probably be able to cut your 2/12 army and probably 25% off of it. You know what I mean? If you want to start army building there. But thanks for the question. So next up, we actually have Master Yoda. He says, ask LBS, what are your opinions on buying all the pieces for a set on Bricklink instead of buying it used on eBay? For example, the UCS Imperial Shuttle can go upwards of $800 and on eBay, but on Bricklink, it's only $300. So $300, I definitely think is very low. That's not exactly what it's going for piece-wise, because we have to take into account, and this is a big thing for a lot of these sets, there are some sets that you can get a pretty good deal on it if you actually spend the time and part it together, but we have to factor in a couple things there. First off, for the UCS Imperial Shuttle, there's kind of two things going against that. One is being the sticker sheet is $100 as is if you guys want a sticker sheet for it, for the plaque, which again, not everyone cares about that, but that is a pretty important, part of a UCS set. So that's $100 right there just for the sticker. And then if you are parting it together. Second off, my biggest thing with the UCS Imperial Shuttle 2 and what I recommend is, look, you can probably get it, you can probably get the parts for that, no minifigures for roughly $300 or $400. I'm not doubting that. But when you take into account, those are primarily all white pieces. You're probably going to want to have to buy new white pieces, which that's always going to tack on at least another 25% of value. And then if you want minifigures on top of that, luckily those minifigures aren't too crazy of prices in there, but you're pretty much looking at $100 of minifigures, $100 for the sticker sheet, and probably $400 of parts, especially if you go all white or all new on the white pieces, which I highly recommend. And then you're also factoring the fact you will not be able to get that all from one store. You're probably going to have to go from every bit of at least 4 or 5 different Bricklink stores, probably paying an average of $6 shipping each. So, you're going to be paying about $30 in shipping, say, maybe even a little bit more. You got tax on top of that. So, look, if you were going for a good condition UCS Imperial Shuttle with figs, sticker sheet, good condition white pieces, you're probably going to be pushing every bit of $600 to $800 anyway. When in turn, it's like, look, in my opinion, I want that set very badly. I'm going for a sealed copy personally. Like, that's like just, for sure. I'm not going to use it all. Even if I got a very good deal on it, I'm buying a sealed copy. But for you, again, you might save a couple $100, but are you saving, say your time, for an extra $100? Is it worth, all the pieces being kind of unsorted? You have to kind of get everything in, make sure condition's good, find a sticker sheet, find minifigures in good condition. Like, it's kind of all up to you. And if we look at like the UCS Slave 1 too, just that cockpit on that Slave 1 is like $100 to $150 as well, where, there's been a lot of people out there that want to, piece that together, and it's almost worth it. Okay. But again, Cloud City Boba Fett himself, out of that set is like almost $200 now. Cockpit's like $100, so you're already looking at literally half of the aftermarket value of a sealed copy just for just for one minifigure and a part. So it doesn't always work like that. On some smaller stuff, it definitely does. If you don't want minifigures, it definitely does. But nonetheless, definitely something to look into a little bit more than just kind of making that clear assumption off the bat. But thanks for the question. Definitely works on some, but not that one, I don't think. Next up, we have Alex Howard. Ask LBS, after seeing the 3rd episode of Bad Batch, what do you think about an Imperial-style Republic attack shuttle with Crosshair and Imperial Commander Cody? So, after seeing Bad Batch episode 3, for season 2, first off, I think that's a top 5 animated episode ever. That episode was absolutely incredible. Way better than the first 2 episodes. And I think it's very on par with like the first episode of the first season, but I think this one's actually better. But yeah, going back to the Lego related question there, I definitely think that's possible. And actually, now that we see this in this episode, I definitely think it could be, on par with like a $100 Bad Batch shuttle. Come out with this, have a Imperial style Republic attack shuttle, give us Crosshair, Imperial Cody, give us, maybe 2 Phase 2 clones. Of course, that would be perfect. Give us 2 Phase 2 white clones. Maybe give us a tactical droid in that set. And maybe give us 1 regular battle droid. I mean, maybe give us that. 6 minifigures right there. Beautiful little layout. Maybe a nice little attack shuttle. And, call it a day on that. I definitely think it's possible. Now that we saw that in the episode, that could be a nice little, Bad Batch Season 2. Maybe come out in September, $100. And kind of call it a day there and give us some very good minifigures in that case. If they come out with that minifigure selection, that could be incredible if they do it right. So next up, you have A McKay00, and they're pretty much asking about this waterfall over here to the left of me, or I guess to the right of me, the left on the screen. Would you mind showing a close-up of that and giving a bit of information on what it's supposed to be? So, yeah, I'll throw a little bit of B-roll footage in here. I'll put it out on the desk right here and take some footage. But pretty much where this came from was the waterfall itself came from a Nexus MOC. I used to make a bunch of Lego Star Wars MOCs back in the day. Pretty much where I got a name for myself from. I would make a large scale, Lego Star Wars MOC like twice a year for a couple years there. This actually came off my 2015 Nexus MOC, did the waterfall itself. And then come 2017 Brick World, I actually, put it into this MOC and used it for an Alderaan MOC then. And it's just kind of a very cool waterfall design in my opinion. I'm a big fan of it. And, looking back, it really is just kind of a nice piece to have of kind of reminding me of some of these older MOCs I used to do. And that's just, light up Obi-Wan Kenobi right there on them, or on the MOC right now. And just a nice little section right there, 32 by 32 base plate. And just something to kind of keep as, history of when LifeBricks made some Lego Star Wars MOCs, which hopefully I'll get back into eventually. Kind of time restrained now. A lot of stuff going on, of course, between YouTube and Bricklink, daily uploads. But I want to make a MOC here pretty soon. And maybe I'll do another waterfall there that might be better than this one. But yeah, thanks for the question. And that waterfall means a lot to me. But moving on, we have the next question here. We actually have Eli Kip, ask LBS, when would the best time to buy the UCS Falcon be? May the 4th or, otherwise? Keep up the great content. Thank you so much. And in my opinion, look, I think if the rumors are true coming out this May 4th, UCS, buildable Chewbacca, at that point, I would say, look, now's the time to kind of get whatever UCS Star Wars set you have not picked up yet. Pick it up now kind of thing, in my opinion, on May 4th this year, if they come out with that Chewbacca, I'll probably go back and get a UCS land speeder. I'll probably do that. I'll pick that one up. Probably keep it sealed at that point. But if you have any of these other UCS sets you want to pick up, or a nice little $200 purchase, the Razor Crest, the ATT or AT-AT, the Falcon in this case, I definitely recommend probably this May 4th. They used to run double VIP on all of it. There's a possibility they might run a double VIP, but of course, May 4th you'll be able to get the nice May 4th promo, which is presumably going to be pretty cool this year. The little $35 promo. They might actually run a triple stack, like how they've done in the past. And then you just kind of, overall, just the experience. May 4th, grab the UCS Falcon. Probably be a nice little memory for you right there. But that's my recommendation. But, of course, if you find it on sale at some other point before then, just grab it on the sale price, of course. Next up, we have Zabron Key right here. Ask LBS, when do you think we'll get another UCS prequel set? And what do you think it will be? Love the channel. So, that's a tough one right there. And actually, thank you so much for saying you love the channel there. I appreciate you, man. But, next UCS prequel set. Look, in my opinion, if I had to take a hunch on it, I don't think Lego has any really in their pipeline right now. You know what I mean? I think the next one that might be likely might be something to do with the UCS Venator. The gunship, I don't think it would have ever been made if it wasn't for the fan vote. And I don't think, and I wouldn't even really mind if they'd never made like a turbo tank. I mean, an ATT, I think those would be kind of hard to do and really not needed. I think it's between a UCS Venator or possibly one other thing I've kind of seen over the years and kind of, thought of was a UCS like Anakin's Interceptor, nice little like $200, episode 3 Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. I think that'd be pretty cool. But if I had, put money on it, prequel related, I'd probably say UCS Venator, but even then, that's definitely a pipe dream right there. I don't think we're going to get it. It would be awesome, though. I mean, look, I mean, a $700 UCS Venator would be perfect, but that's probably what I think it would be, but my hopes aren't too high on that one. And then actually moving on to the last question here, we got from Gary. Ask LBS, how many years do you think it will take until arm printing is introduced for a Clone Trooper minifigure? So I think that the better question there is what Clone Trooper will have it first. And, you know, the thing is, look, I can't really give you an exact year, I'd say, but the easier thing I can say about it, though, is I think when we do get something to do with, you know, say if we get a UCS Venator next year, or, you know, say even this year, you know, say we get it this November, this October, you know, $700, then at that point, I'd say whatever clone minifigure's there would have to have arm printing, you know, especially, I think in that regard, though, they'd probably just have some clone officers. So would you really consider those clone troopers? You know, up to you, I guess, but I think those would have arm printing in there. Other than that, I think the next kind of regular minifigure, the best chance would probably be Phase 2 Captain Rex. You know, like I've kind of said before, in my opinion, I strongly don't think they're going to be doing a cloth waist cape for that. They might do a blue pauldron, you know, a nice cloth pauldron for Rex, but I think a waist cape is pretty much out of the picture. So I think in their end, to kind of make up for it, maybe they'll be thinking, hey, look, you know, Phase 2 Captain Rex, super hype about it. You know, we're not giving a cloth waist cape, so let's do some arm printing on them. So, look, I have to say, you know, one of two things. Either in a next, you know, or another UCS prequel set with clone troopers, or Phase 2 Captain Rex definitely has the strongest possibility, in my opinion. But that's pretty much all, guys, for the questions this week. I kept it to just a nice, clean 11. Like I said, though, guys, a lot of beautiful questions down below, genuinely. So just leave them down below, and we'll get back to them next Thursday. And again, I'll try to go back to maybe making a little bit longer of a one, maybe 30 minutes or so, and really kind of grind out a bunch of questions. But I would love to be able to sit here forever and just you know, answer questions. But if you guys want more stuff like this, definitely check out my live streams I do every Thursday. I usually just build a Lego set and chat with you guys for a couple hours, and that's pretty much all we do, is just literally just go over questions, go over topics. So if you guys like kind of hearing my opinions on stuff, the live streams are probably for you. So that's all, guys, for this video. Like I said, be sure to enter the giveaway I got going on right now, and definitely go check out and see if you guys won the re-roll of the Bad Batch shuttle. And that's everything for today, guys. I'll leave your questions down below for next week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for you guys later. Bye, guys, and stay safe.